So, you might have noticed that I've maintained a little bit of radio silence around XDefiant since it launched a couple of months ago. And highly unusual because I'm a big advocate of this game. We've been talking about XDefiant for a number of years now on this channel. And so you're probably all wondering, well, what the heck are you doing, G4? Why aren't you giving us gameplay? Why aren't you giving us gun tips, etc, etc? Well, we're going to rectify that today, ladies and gentlefolk. Welcome to Gaming for XP. Let's do it! So the last video I did on this game, I was quite frustrated back, I guess earlier in the year, and just kind of, I was saying to Ubisoft, just get the game out, just get the game out. I don't care if it's glitchy, I don't care if it's unfinished, just get the game out, because there'd been delay after delay after delay for nearly a year in actually putting this game out. And I'm so pleased that they did just finally bite the bullet, get the game out, and just get on with it. And is it the perfect game at this point? No, it isn't, but it is building into something really special. Now, a lot of people were talking about the fact that this would be a COD killer, a Call of Duty killer game. I don't think that was ever realistic. It was never ever going to happen. Call of Duty's IP has been around for so long. It has a very specific community and fan base. It also has the professional scene, the CDL scene, so it was never ever going to kill Call of Duty. Let's be perfectly honest about that. It was never ever going to kill Call of Duty. However, I've got to say, since this game came out, I've played one game of Modern Warfare 3, and that's it. One session of multiplayer on Call of Duty, that's it. I haven't felt the compulsion to go back and play Modern Warfare 3, and there's a couple reasons for that. One of the reasons is I'd got Interstellar Camo. That's the main thing that I do with the multiplayer of Call of Duty, is the camo grind, and so I was sort of at this impasse of there really wasn't nothing more to do rather than grind the seasons pass. So XDefiant came along at the absolutely perfect time for me personally. So did it kill Call of Duty for me? It did, to a point, because even though Black Ops 6 has now been announced and we'll be getting into betas and stuff fairly shortly, I really don't feel any kind of compulsion to go back and play Call of Duty at this point. However, it doesn't mean that XDefiant is not perfect, and we're going to talk about that in depth today. But what I want to do first is, if you are a new player, if you haven't played this game before and you've been kind of curious about it, I want to talk you through some of the things that you can expect when you come to the game for the first time. So I'm quite prepared to give the game a go. G4, what are the things that I need to know? Well, this game feels quite different. If you're coming from a Call of Duty perspective, this game will feel completely different in the way it plays, and it will take you quite a bit of time to get used to it. There is a very steep learning curve, and it feels more like an old school Call of Duty. Now, I'm not sure how it feels when you're coming from something like Fortnite or Apex or something like this, but I can talk how it felt for me coming from Call of Duty. And I thought, okay, I can just take how I've got my game set up in, say, Modern Warfare 3, for instance. I can just take those settings and sort of use them in XDefiant. You won't be able to do that. This game plays completely different, and I guess that's the first struggle for a lot of you, is to try and get your settings in a good place. The best advice I think I can give you is go into the firing range, play around with them, and once you get something that feels reasonably good, just stick with it for a while, because there are several other things that you're going to have to get used to that are different, and part of the getting used to the game is not tweaking your settings too much and just getting used to things like no skill based matchmaking, the way that the aim assist works in this game, because it's not as strong as it is in a Call of Duty, etc. But we'll get into that. So go to your settings, go to the firing range, get somewhere that works for you, and if you want me to do a dedicated video on my settings, I'm quite happy to do that for you. And yeah, but everybody's different. Everybody has a little bit of a different play style and a little bit of a different controller and etc. So tweak those, get that used to those. Then, of course, you've got to learn all the different maps in the game. You've got to find the weapons that are going to work for you. Once you find the weapon that's going to work for you, you've got to get the attachments unlocked and get that combination down pat, and that's going to take quite a while. Now, in the background, there's going to be the fact that the aim assist in this game is not as strong as you're used to in Call of Duty. It's more old school Call of Duty, so it actually relies on gun skill very heavily in this game, and so you're going to have to spend quite a bit of time and dedicate a bit of time to actually improving in this game. And that's how Call of Duty used to be, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of you might have forgot that we actually had to really work on our progression back in the day in Call of Duty to get better, and be doing all kinds of stuff to get better. And this game's no different. The aim assist is not as strong. In the background of that as well, there is no skill-based matchmaking. There is input matchmaking, but there is no skill-based matchmaking. So you're going to get stomped every so often. It seems to be a bit better now that ranked's come along, but when the game first launched, the stomping was, it could be quite frustrating, especially for a new player. So that's my second piece of advice. Just stick with it. What I found with the weapons in this game is that they actually are all pretty good without too many attachments straight at the gate, and you just build from there. But there's a lot of good weapons in this game. Again, it depends on your playstyle, how you want to play the games, and I think the maps are set up so that, but most maps in this game you can pretty much use any style of weapon you like, and I like that about the game. The spawn logic is a little bit different in this game, and that's going to take a while to get your head around too, and figure out how the spawns work in this game. And then you add that to the different game types, and there's several different game types, and I'm sure they're going to add more as they go along. And so there's so much that you've just got to figure out and get to figuring out how you're going to play the game, and it's going to take a fair few hours to do all that. So don't be too discouraged. What I found with XDefiant is I'm not as focused on my stats as I am in a Call of Duty game. I just get in and I play for about an hour or 2 hours every night, and I just get in and I really don't care what my KD is. I don't care about anything. I'm just having a huge amount of fun with the game, and I think if you adopt that attitude, you'll enjoy the game a heck of a lot more. Don't worry about the fact that you're getting stomped early. That will turn around, and if you can work on your gameplay and your gun skill, you will get progressively better, and you will actually feel better that you are progressively getting better. And the community is fantastic. The community is very supportive of new players. It encourages new players, and so don't feel as though you're letting the side down or anything like that, because nobody, I think, really thinks that. The different factions in this game give the game a completely different dimension and a different kind of feel to Call of Duty as well, or Apex or whatever. Those kind of specific abilities with the different factions and how you use them and what games you use them in. Some factions are stronger than others in certain game types, and so it's going to take you a long time to figure all of that out and what works for you. I think there are some favourites with the community right now. Echelon's pretty strong, the Cleaners are pretty strong, and obviously the Phantoms, but they've just added a new faction in GSK, or JS Commando as they're calling it now, and they're going to continue to add factions along the way. I know they're talking about an Assassin's Creed faction, for example, but those factions just do have quite a different dimension to the gameplay. And if you use what they offer strategically, they can give you a huge leg up, and you'll find the ones that work for you. There's also a number of challenges around the different factions, the different unlocking different weapons, etc. So there's a lot of stuff to do, a lot of stuff to get your head around in the game, and like I said earlier, it is going to be an extremely steep learning curve. So I'm a bit confused. G4, why should I play XDefiant? You said it's going to be hard for me. It's going to be hard. It's not going to be hard. It's going to be a lot of fun. It is a huge amount of fun. Remember earlier I said just don't worry about KD. Just get in and play the game. It's a lot of fun. And there are so many different elements to this game to master. Mastering them feels so good. And that's something that I've really missed a lot in the last few years playing something like a Call of Duty or an Apex or whatever. It's just so much fun. Guys, remember that? When it wasn't sweaty and every game felt like you were a CDL pro? It's just fun. You can relax, you can chill, you can just play the game. And yeah, I just love it. I love it so much. So much to do in the game. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But you know what? I love the attitude from the devs in this game, where they're open, they're honest, they'll listen to feedback, and they are committed not to releasing a new game every year, but to just work on this game and improve it and add more and more. We have a season's pass that you can grind. We have ranked. We have several different game modes that you can play, and you'll find one that suits you. And it's weird that the game modes that I play in Call of Duty are completely different to the game modes that I play in XDefiant. And I know I've referenced Call of Duty a lot in this video, but that's basically what this has replaced for me personally. And yeah, it's just so much fun, and I love a challenge. So if you love a challenge and you want to improve your gun skill, and I can tell you, once you've played this game and you go back to something like Modern Warfare 3, you are absolutely going to fry people, and that's got to do with the aim assist and the way it's set up. Once you master that, you are going to be absolutely flying. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all I've got to say today for this video. I really just wanted to jump in and talk a little bit about my feelings on XDefiant and why I think you should come and have a look at it. It's free to play, so there's no money involved, no transactions, no whatever. You can just download it, hop in, play, and see what you think. And I'd love to hear if you are a first-time player or if you've only just started playing XDefiant, what you actually think of the game. I really do look forward to reading all your comments. Anything that you like about the game or don't like about the game, again, leave comments down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time on Gaming for XP. We'll see ya.